Hitting rock bottom is the most beautiful thing you can do as a man because it gets to show you who you really are and what you'll do in those situations where your back is against the wall, you've burned the boats, and you have no other option but to win or die. And that's the exact situation I was in a year and a half ago here in Bangkok, Thailand, with $0 to my name. And if I had not hit rock bottom, I don't think I ever would have made it to where I am today. So that's why I'm making this video for you guys, to inspire you guys to not be afraid of hitting rock bottom and to see what failure actually looks like. Because the thing is, guys, you can either make failure an enemy, something that's frowned upon, something that's very scary, or you can make failure your best friend, as something as a life teacher or the world's teacher to tell you like what is not working and what you need to do next time in order to not fail the next time on whatever path you're going down. Because the thing is, guys, failure isn't the end all be all. When you hit rock bottom, it gives you two options. One, give up, go back to the 9 to 5. That was one of my options. Or two, stay here, fast, do whatever you can in order to make it work. So of course I picked that second option, but a lot of people I've seen have picked that first option of going back home and going to a life that they don't really enjoy and that they don't really want for themselves. But the thing is, guys, like when you look at failure, and the way I look at failure as something as the price you pay for success and not something that's detrimental, that'll set you back years and for your entire life, and it's not the end all be all, then you're able to see failure in a new light, in a new way that's actually positive. Because failures, like, how do you ever expect to grow if you never fail? You should go after failure like it's success. The more you fail, the more you succeed, because the more you're able to fail, the more you're able to learn, the more you're able to grow, and the more you're able to expand your reality. And I found that from firsthand experience coming out here and not being able to make it work the first few months in remote sales, but then failing, not having money coming in and saying, okay, well, B2B businesses didn't really work out for me. I'm going to try to find a B2C offer, network with the right people, and hopefully find a B2C role. And of course, that's what happened. But if I had just given up on remote sales because the few B2B offers that I hopped on first didn't work out and just maybe went over to e-commerce or day trading, then I would have had to repeat that same exact process I had already been through and ended up in the same exact spot. Because with online businesses, with even physical businesses, everyone expects it to work out in the first week, the first month, or the first year. But the sad reality is, the real reality is, it won't. Everyone starts off with informed optimism at the very bottom. It's like a roller coaster. And they go up to have high motivation. They're watching YouTube videos, they're researching, they're seeing what's actually possible. But then they start actually doing the businesses, and that's when that motivation declines. That's when that discipline declines. Like, oh, well, maybe this doesn't work. It's a scam. But the reality is, like, once you go down to that bottom, that's where rock bottom is. That's when that failure is, at the very depth of that roller coaster. But if you have the discipline, if you have the willpower, if you stick to the plan that you started out with, then you'll end up at rock bottom, of course, and then go right back up, and things will be a lot easier. And I've seen that from firsthand experience. Coming out here with $1,500 to my name, going broke, having to fast, not being able to pay bills, and hitting that rock bottom point, I could have gave up, but I stuck to my plan. I stuck to my relentless action and my calculated risk, and it all worked out. Now, of course, it's not as easy as it sounds, but once you walk through that path and look back on it, on like what you actually did in order to make it work, it builds up tons of self-respect. Your discipline is unmatched, and you're able to see who you really are, whether it be the person that gives up or the person that's able to go all the way to whatever goal or dream you have. Because there's two options here. You can have the pain of regret or the pain of discipline. Both of them are hard. You can either have the hard pain of regret, where you have to go back and work a very hard 9 to 5 job, go back to university, which is also pretty hard, and have that type of hard, or that second type of hard where you stick through with whatever business it is, whether it be remote sales, day trading, you stick through that very hard time and make it to the other side, which will still be hard, but it's a lot better than staying with that pain of regret. Because once you give up on your dreams, on whatever goal that is, and you go back and have that regret instead of that goal achieved, the pain of regret is a lot deeper and scars you compared to the pain of discipline, which is very temporary. So guys, whatever you're going through right now in life, if you're scared to hit rock bottom, don't be. It's just everything a man should go through. I wish every single man could go through it, because they would have so much self-respect for themselves. They would see who they really are, because a lot of people, they never get to know who they really are to their core, because they're always escaping themselves, whether it be drugs, alcohol, sports, social media. They're always doing whatever they can to stop from sitting down with themselves and getting to know who they really are. So go out there, see who you really are, see what you're made of. If you never get to see who you're really made of, you never get to really know yourself. And when you die, you're going to be sitting there on your deathbed looking up in the sky and you'll be like, well, I never got to find out who I really am. Like, who even was I? Was I just some guy who just watched TikTok all day, watched sports? Was my reality lived through someone else? Was I watching someone else live my dream life? Because that's what most people do when they're watching movies. They get so excited and they get so amped up because they're watching someone else do what they wish they could do. I used to be that same exact person. I would see people live my dream life. They were traveling the world, making money online, and they were doing all these crazy things that I wish I could do myself. But it wasn't until I hit rock bottom and went out there to actually go out to achieve that dream life for myself where I was like, well, that movie, I can actually relate to that. I'm actually doing that stuff now. So you can either be the person who's on the sidelines watching other people do what you wish you could do yourself, or be the type of person where you're able to create that movie for yourself. You're able to create that reality where people are watching you. They're on the sidelines watching you. So you can either be on the sidelines or in the game. Which one? I mean, there's really two options there. And if you choose to be on the sidelines, you're never going to be able to do what other people are doing that you wish you could do because you're scared to hit that rock bottom point. You're scared to fail. And you're scared to see who you're really made of. But once you take the good, you take the bad of who you really are, whether it be you need to accept your vices, accept the positives, the good things you do, accept both of them. Don't just ignore the vices and accept all the good. Don't just take all the vices and put away all the positives. You need to accept both parts of who you really are to get to actually know who the true version of you is. Because if you just take the positives that you do, you take the good things that you do and you ignore all the vices, like let's just say you go to the gym, but you smoke weed all day and you work a shitty 9-to-5 that you hate, you absolutely despise, and you just take the good, like, I worked out today, I'm a success, then you're going to be stuck in that same exact spot. But if you take the positives, like, okay, I went to the gym, but I'm still working a shitty job, I'm not making the money I want to make, I'm smoking weed, that's really detrimental to my health, my mental being, and I really need to cut those two things out and find a new way. So you need to find that sweet spot where you're accepting the good and you're accepting the bad to find out who you really are. So that way you can fix the negatives and replace them with positive inputs that are able to take you to that dream life. And that dream life, it costs a ton of failure. Like, you have to pay a ton of price, which is a ton of failure. And you have to look at failure in a good way. So that way, whenever you fail, don't look at it like, I suck, I'm never going to make it, I'm always going to be stuck at this shitty job and this shitty life, and I'm never going to be able to attain what I truly want. But once you change and flip that mindset switch, which is exactly what I did when I had $0, like, I failed, what now? Like, there's really two things: you can just fail and give up, or fail and keep moving forward. Keep moving forward, and you'll find that your dreams are right around the corner. They were just waiting for you to take that first step and to accept failure as the price that you pay for success. And as you guys are going along, the failures, they don't even feel like failures in there anymore. They just feel like chances that are gone and just didn't work out. Because the thing is, if you guys never take the chance, if you never take these failures, if you never even try, how do you expect to ever get to where you want to go? Because the thing is, guys, life is literally just a gamble. If you never gamble, it's literally like a casino, actually. Like, you're in the casino right now. You're already gambling. You're driving to work. You could die on the way to work. You could lose your job. It's still a gamble, but is it the right gamble? That's the question. Or you could have the other gamble when you're in the casino. You're taking the high risk, high reward ones, which is what I did. I came out here with $1,500 to my name, very high risk, very good reward. So you can either gamble very low and very low reward, or gamble very high stakes where you put everything on the line, you burn the boats, you have no other choice to win, and that increase your chances 100-fold compared to not taking any risk at all and taking maybe a tiptoe toward your dreams instead of jumping all the way in, which is definitely the best way to go. So that way you can see who you really are and what you'll do in those situations where things might seem like there's no hope, but then you'll create that hope for yourself and acquire that discipline and that relentless action to actually make it work, and to use that hope to give you that motivation and that perspective to see your dreams in fruition and make it all achievable. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video today. It's been a pleasure. I'm sweating like crazy right now, guys. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.